My point is, if you read the Fandom Wire exclusive, what it says is that it's in early stages of development, which is kind of a cop-out, because you can say that about fucking anything. So, many of you know, I try to, do a good fucking job. I try to do a good job. I try to be informed. I try to know what's happening. I talk to some people occasionally. And, yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong about Ezra. I was wrong about Sabine. I was wrong about Thrawn. Now, I went back just out of curiosity, and I was trying to figure out, why did I even think this? It's kind of embarrassing, but I need to be upfront with you, because it made me realize I need to be more careful. And also, when news comes out, it's kind of like this thing where it's like, when it rains, it pours. Because, man, I'll tell you, when that Star Wars news was coming out, y'all remember? I do. It was like, bam, bam, bam. Here's a cameo in the Mando too. You get a cameo. You get a cameo. You know what I mean? And so I was of the mind of thinking, yeah, we're gonna a bunch of crazy cameos, okay? But, and this is where I need to sort of bring it full circle. It was in an article in which Andy was breaking the exclusive of the Ahsoka show, even though we had heard of the Ahsoka show like a long time before that. And in the article, he says, he's talking about the Ahsoka show, and he's talking about how Sabine, Ezra, and Thrawn will show up in the Ahsoka show. Now, in the next paragraph, he talks about how Bo-Katan and Sabine are confirmed to be in the Ahsoka show, as well as the Mandalorian Season 2. And I'll be honest with you, I f***ed it up. So, number one, bad on me. Bad on me. I will do better. Number two, bad on Fandom Wire. The only thing different than all the things that I had been hearing prior to that article from Fandom Wire coming out was the fact that Sabine was going to be in the second season. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? The only difference between what was on Daniel Richtman's Patreon and what popped up in their exclusive was something that was wrong. Why is that relevant? Because Fandom Wire just released an exclusive yesterday that says that Disney Plus is developing a Luke Skywalker show. But my point is, if you read the Fandom Wire exclusive, what it says is that it's in early stages of development, which is kind of a cop-out, because you can say that about fucking anything, because early development means we're thinking about the project. I'm also reminded of the fact that I was made aware of early development on a young Ben Solo project. So if there's a young Ben Solo series, is it the same thing as the Luke Skywalker series? I'll give credit to Star Wars Santa. There is an interview with Jon Favreau in which he talks about a book called Paper Moon. Paper Moon is a story in which someone, the young child, is adopted. And then they don't like living with their adopted parents, and then they return back to their original parents. That's the main reason that people believe that Grogu will likely not be with Luke Skywalker at the time of the temple falling. We also know, due to, well, number one, Daniel Richtman, but also number two, I believe John confirmed this morning, that the Mandalorian Season 3 will take place many years after Season 2. When you really start to think about it, you start to think about how all this is fitting together. You're like, whoa. Like, they're not just filling in the time between Jedi and The Force Awakens. They're going to fill in that time. Like, they're going to freaking fill it like a cannoli, son. Man, I could go for a cannoli now. Chet, can you run and get me one?
Go back to sleep and starve.
This is fascinating to me. This is a fascinating time, man. Let me pontificate about Luke for a second, and then we'll get into Q&A. I've actually been saying this since the Ahsoka episode. If you go back and watch some of the videos we did, I actually started talking about this immediately. As soon as I saw Grogu on the stone, I was like, oh, cool. So they're going to do Luke. They're going to do Ben Solo. They're going to do the new Jedi Academy. They're going to set up the fact that Luke's whole thing, all of his chips, get placed into the middle. And the bet is on the new generation of Jedi. In order for Luke to make more sense in The Last Jedi, I know many of you are like, in order for Luke in The Last Jedi to make sense, we must understand how a character like the one we just saw in The Mandalorian can become so broken. And yeah, he loses the Academy, and yeah, he loses Ben, but here's the thing, that's not enough. I need to know that Luke put all his eggs in the basket of the new generation of Jedi, that he could have done many things with his power. And he stood at this sort of crossroads at the end of Jedi with, let's face it, God-like power. He's Space Jesus, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And so what does Space Jesus do? Does Space Jesus go around kicking butt? Does Space Jesus go around, I mean, he obviously did a little bit, right? Does he go around slaying? Is that how he decides to keep the balance? Or does Luke decide his whole purpose as a being is to train a new generation of Jedi? And then if we get a show that fills that out, that shows how important this was to him, how much he put his time and energy into it, and I also need to know about the things he walked away from. Leia calls him and she's like, hey, this battle thing is pretty tough. Maybe battle is your coup, maybe whatever. You know, hey, Luke could really use you. And he's like, nah, I need to see it. I need to see him make decisions that he later regrets. Okay, we're going to start going through these super chats, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll call it a stream, okay? Big Steve with the $5 holla says, it was a great stream. Will you and Paul be making it a regular thing? I hope so. He and I are both going to be very busy, very busy boys in the coming months and in next year. Why not use Max Lloyd Jones as Luke? Full stop. I think they will probably do that. And here's the other thing, and I'm excited to talk to Theory about this too, because I believe there's this... I think a lot of Star Wars fans think that Mark actually filmed stuff for this, right? In fact, let's find out. Let us know in chat, yes or no. Do you think Mark Hamill filmed for this? Because I'm going to tell you right now, no fucking way, dude. No way, dude. No way he did. If anything, Mark recorded audio, and I don't even think they used it. I'm going to be honest with you. Geologist B says, deploy the likes, take my money. Morning all. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate the love. Trev says, Luke's show about teaching Grogu, Jason, and Ben. Oh, yeah, brother. I think it's coming. Darth Nablus with a $5 holla says, maybe we didn't get Sebastian Stan because he didn't want to do it. Yeah, maybe. It's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure to be Luke Skywalker. Tom says, Grogu will tie all the Star Wars together, train in the prequels, survive the OG, and the sequels becomes master of the New Order post Episode 9. Thoughts? Tom, that is a brilliant idea. I've been thinking about this quite a bit myself. I did the video about the legacy of Grogu, and I think I touched on this in that video because, yeah, it really seems like Grogu is not just a cute little character that John came up with, but it kind of seems like they reverse engineered a type of character that could sort of be a legacy character like Yoda was. So I think Grogu serves a very important purpose in that regard. All right, everybody. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.